or shall I maybe say on the ground with us. We still in the same place we were earlier. We just took the camera down a little bit and essentially just giving you a view as if you were lying in your belly looking at these lions from underneath the car almost. It's always quite interesting the way your perception of your surroundings or even your reality can change just relative to the height you're on. Obviously as humans we tend to typically walk around, so we're all at a reasonable sort of anything between 5 and 7 feet sort of height. The height you're looking at from now is about the height of maybe that white-tailed mongoose when he's walking around, just above ground level. Of course, lions when they're walking, a lioness at the shoulder shoulder height probably about a meter, about 3 feet. So call it about half the average height of a human, a little bit more than half. Just gives you an idea again of how different your world can be perceived depending on where you're looking from, literally. Difficult to say exactly, but from lionesses that I have seen before and that have been weighed as a weight comparison, I would say probably these lionesses would be ranging between about 150 and 170 kilograms, somewhere in that range. Also obviously depending on how much they've eaten. Both of these at the moment would be towards the heavier side of their sort of average weight. It's a reasonable guess, I think. Let's say about 160 kilograms, 150 kilograms. That's about 320 to 360 pounds in that range. In terms of what they eat, again, one of the questions was the biggest and smallest things they would eat. They would eat, I think, pretty much anything. Sure, they're not going to put a lot of effort into hunting a scrub hare, but if they come across one and it's an easy meal, they'll eat it. Steenbok, duiker, warthog, obviously all the way up to giraffe, elephant, if they can. Not always easy to catch one, but if it's there. But elephant, buffalo, zebra, kudu, eland, where they can hunt eland. They'll take big prey as well. In terms of hunting those bigger prey, the zebras this morning, one lioness, if she's very experienced and she knows how to hunt zebra, could take a zebra. But typically 2 or 3 would be needed for a prey that size. Also just, I tried to speak to some of the guys from the West on the radio while you were looking at those awesome elephants, and also Jan telling us that the judge is there, so nice to see him. There's, again, speculation from them that they are cubs. None has been seen, so it's quite recent, and I would almost certainly say that at least one, I've even got a feeling maybe both of them have got youngsters. Just looking at the mammary glands, even though the milk is not that much, I don't see the heavy teats, but maybe they've got very little ones maybe in the last little while. Speculation, but if not, then certainly there's a chance for it. I know that these girls did mate with the Mapochos, one for sure that was seen, but again it's unlikely that after the Mapochos had been here for so long they would have mated with only one. The other female would have gone into estrus at some stage, maybe it just wasn't seen. So I think that's touched quite a few of the questions. If they do have cubs already, the first few months even, you won't really see the cubs very often. They'll hide them away, especially the first month or so, and they'll go off and they'll hunt, get themselves nourished, get themselves in good condition, and then go back to the cubs, feed them, maybe move them to a safer location again so they don't stay in one place for too long. But it can be weeks or even months sometimes before you see the cubs the first times. So that would also be something to look forward to. Again, if they could move into this area, it would be something very exciting for us. Welcome back with us. We've still got a bit of a different angle for you in these lionesses, just a little bit of an awkward working space, but fantastic view. They're absolutely not bothered by us. They haven't even once blinked or opened their eyes. They look like they might be sleeping like this for the next day. Easy late afternoon now. These lionesses are still sleeping. You can see they're almost exact mirror images of each other. Interesting if you look at the head positions. Both of them have got their heads sort of tilted beyond horizontal, sleeping slightly upside down. Listen to them a bit more. See if maybe there's some movement. Practice our patience skills. Also just another interesting thing again, looking at this lioness. this is actually on hindsight now, having seen both of them moving and so on. This is the one that came out second, and she is, I would almost put my head on a block, I think is the polite expression. I would take a big gamble that she's definitely lactating. If you look at the belly area there, Alex, I'll try and put a bit of light on it just for this. I'm going to keep the spotlights on them for long, but if you look at that, now look at the swollenness. Now there's not much sign of milk there, even though you can see slight swelling. Keep in mind she's also very full at the moment. The belly is literally expanded. Those teats are certainly doing something more than being decorative at the moment. I think something has certainly been suckling. And maybe they're just tiny, tiny cubs still, so she'll start producing more milk now that she's actually started lactating. But that's speculating, but I would be amazed if that's not the case. So yet again, the promise of maybe another extra chapter or interesting part of the story. Like I said, we don't want to keep the lights on them for too long.